Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense? Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James.
Yeah, so we finally found out, as we all 3 of us kind of knew, like who really shot Megan Thee Stallion. But now we have confirmed that information. I'm also hearing that Tory Lanez is trying to get to Governor Newsom and try to pardon him out of jails with this recent information that we have. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take?
Innocent black men go to jail all the time because of lack of evidence or because someone didn't come forward. Now, luckily for the driver's sake, everybody kept saying the driver was the key witness because he's the driver. He sees everything. Not only the driver, but also the bodyguard. But this kind of showed you why you should not get involved in women's affairs. If you see women getting at it, let them go at it. I don't think men should start breaking up women's fight. Let them go at it. If guns involved, let guns get drawn because as you can see, this man went to jail for something that he didn't even do, for trying to break up a fight, to the point that he almost lost his life. Yesterday? Yeah, so it just show you that, like, come on, you to me, what took the legal team so long to come out with this now? You come out with this after you realize he got stabbed. That when you realize that, man, this man might end up dying in prison. Boy, I tell you, go right ahead, Kim. Crazy.
For a lot of people who don't remember, I advocated for Tory Lanez. I know he didn't do this. I know this was notice now this just says that Megan's career is over. It was already on life support. That surviving Megan stuff was a joke. This only just brought a divide between black men and black women. And then you want to say, regardless of the fact that he went to prison, a lot of people are going to say, oh, he shouldn't have slept with both of them. Does that matter when she the one grabbed the pistol and just, He went to prison, he ain't see his son, and he in there, and women would say that that's just the cost of doing business. Free Tory Lanez. Let's get that band back out here. I need him to release another album. I need The U.S., I need a public apology from Megan. I need a public apology from Rock Nations and his subsidiary, Live Nations. He was a felon with gunpowder. He didn't touch the gun. There was no residue on it. He tried to grab it from her because she had the pistol. And you see, Sugar Bum, you're so pro-woman, you can't see the fault in what women do. Y'all thinking a hive mentality. Y'all can't do no wrong. So this is why we're in the place we're in right now. Free Tory Lanez.
Absolutely, man. We kind of figured this, we kind of knew who really shot Megan. I just wish, Tory Lanez at the time when he was, they was doing the trial. I just wish, they would have, um, take Tory Lanez to take a stand and tell his story and everything, which he never did, and that really kind of cost him being in jail in the 10 years and everything. So now with this new information coming up and everything, I hope that Governor Newsom can see what's going on, that he saw this, and he gets free as immediately as he can. I'd likely like stuff like this, like when governors when they see stuff like this before they do, because I think next year is it's the midterms and everything, and usually governors, when it's before they leave office and everything, usually they might pardon some people, and then hopefully if not now, or right after he leaves his term next year, Governor Newsom can pardon Tory Lanez, because it just the bodyguard finally said something what he should have said back in court, that new information that make Megan was shot by Kelsey and not Tory Lanez and everything. So yeah, man, it's time to free Tory Lanez. This man almost got deleted by the stabbing, not yesterday and everything. So it's time for Tory Lanez to, do his redemption, make a comeback, get out, and he do what he need to do. And I agree with you 100%, Hakeem, because of Melly Sound's career, it's dead. It's dead. And after this information, I'm thinking probably after the summertime, you might see a lot of people that support Megan really turn the other cheek and try to root for Tory Lanez to get out of prison.